Today's Japanese slang term is a pretty simple one to explain, but it's a little difficult to talk about because it's a normal phrase that has been repurposed with a new slang meaning. Normally, of course, karorii takai just means high calorie, as you can see here. But what about this picture of a boat? Are they eating the boat? Is the boat high in calories? I don't think that's what's going on. So what are they trying to say by saying this boat model is a high calorie boat model? Well, basically, karorii takai has been split into two new uses. And one of them means that something is sort of intense, difficult, something that involves a lot of struggle, particularly intellectual struggle, but obviously in the case of the boat you saw earlier, not necessarily that. The second use is then something is just very, very complex, intense, requires a lot of thought, but is ultimately enjoyable. This poll here that was done on Twitter shows you that the more negative use is the one that people associate this term with more overall, but the positive use or both use do add up to 30% there, so we're seeing it quite a bit. And indeed, you can see posts like this where it's quite ambiguous. The person talks about going to see a movie and they say that, using a very odd metaphor, it's so calorie dense that it feels like your stomach is full, but then someone, a cute girl is the metaphor they use, is going, all right, eat more, have more. So there's just a lot to digest there. But they said it's actually not that interesting, but they are curious about where it goes. So kind of in the middle. This person, though, is straight up positive, and the Google translation there does a pretty good job of showing why. They're saying that the writing is good. It's clearly not lighthearted writing, but it's writing that they enjoy. They enjoy the fact that it is karorii takai, and of course, again, they're not actually eating the writing. As far as when this term started, it's really hard to find out because, again, people have been talking about high calories since the word calorie was borrowed into Japanese. But from what I can tell, around 2008 is when people started using the phrase karorii takai koi, or high calorie love. And this is sort of a romance or romance story which is very, very intense. Indeed, in 2010 is when this phrase first starts being used in Yahoo Answers, which is really a sign that something hits the mainstream, because that's a really mainstream website for people to be asking questions about. I'm guessing that that was actually maybe the first use of this. Can't prove it, but that's my guess. And then after it spread into things that we saw earlier like karorii takai bunsho or karorii takai geimu, that involve a lot of difficulty. On the other hand, of course, there is karorii hikui, which is something that is light and easy to digest, in case you want to talk about something that does not take a lot of mental energy. And again, that can be positive or negative. So I hope that this was a rather karorii takai discussion about a slang phrase that is very karorii hikui in terms of how to actually use it. And I'll see you next time.